The front door doesn't need to be kicked in. It doesn't need to be broken down, pried open, or forced. Because she gave him the key. Newport Beach, California, December 1994. A quiet, upscale neighborhood. The kind where the streets are clean, the cars are expensive, and nobody expects anything bad to happen. A man sits alone at his kitchen table, a successful, self-made man who spent his life building something from nothing. He doesn't know that tonight is the last night of his life. He doesn't know that the woman he loves, the woman he proposed to, the woman he named as the sole beneficiary on his $1 million life insurance policy has been planning this for months. The key slides into the lock, the door opens, footsteps move through the house, and then 2 gunshots. Bill is gone. But the question isn't just who pulled the trigger. The real question is, how does a woman go from placing a Lonely Hearts ad in a dating magazine to orchestrating a cold-blooded murder? And how does she almost get away with it for 15 years? Stay with me, because this story goes deeper than you think. Let's go back to where it all starts. Newport Beach, California, 1991. Nanette is 25 years old. She's young, she's attractive, and she has a very clear picture of the life she wants. The luxury cars, the waterfront house, the jewelry, the first-class flights to Europe. The kind of life that shows up in magazines and makes people on the internet feel bad about themselves. Here's the thing, though. Nanette doesn't want to work for any of it. She has no job, no career path, no plan to build anything herself. What she does have is a strategy, and the strategy is simple. Find a rich man, make him fall for you, let him pay for everything. And in 1991, she decides to take that strategy public. She places an ad in a dating magazine. Yes, they had those in the 90s, and the ad doesn't sugarcoat anything. She is looking for a wealthy man who can take care of her needs, and in return, she'll take care of his. It's transactional, it's bold, and it works. Because one of the men who sees that ad is Bill. Bill is 52 years old, and unlike Nanette, he built everything he has from the ground up. He's a self-made entrepreneur, the kind of man who actually invented something. A blood filtration device, to be specific, the kind of innovation that requires years of work, specialized knowledge, and the willingness to bet on yourself when nobody else will. And it paid off. By the time he sees Nanette's ad, Bill is wealthy, established, and living in a stunning beachfront home in Newport Beach. But Bill is also coming out of a divorce. He's a little lonely, a little open, looking for connection, maybe companionship, so he reaches out, they meet, they talk, and they hit it off. Bill starts spending, ski vacations, luxury cruises, trips across Europe, jewelry, a brand new car, a generous monthly allowance. He doesn't just date Nanette, he provides for her completely. And here's the part that tells you everything you need to know about Bill's character. He accepts Nanette's 2 children from a previous relationship as if they are his own, moves everyone into his beachfront house, treats them like family, and then he proposes. And to make sure Nanette is protected no matter what, he takes out a $1 million life insurance policy and names her as the sole beneficiary. Bill is all in. Before we go any further, if you're new here, welcome. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a case. We drop new stories every week, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next in this one. Also, quick question. Where are you watching from right now? Drop your city and state in the comments. I love seeing where my people are tuned in from. From the outside, Nanette finally has it all. The ring on her finger, the beachfront house, the man who gives her everything she ever wanted without her having to lift a finger. But here's what greed does to people. It moves the goalpost. Because having it all isn't enough when you want more, and Nanette wants more. So she starts stealing from him. It begins quietly. A forged check here, a forged check there. Small enough that it doesn't raise immediate red flags. But over time, the amounts get bigger and the habit gets bolder. By the time it's all added up, Nanette has stolen approximately $500,000 from Bill. $500,000. From the man who gave her everything. And if that isn't enough, in 1993, she starts cheating on him. His name is Eric. And Eric is nothing like the men Nanette usually goes for. He's a former NFL linebacker who briefly played for the New England Patriots and the Indianapolis Colts. Now, he's working as a bouncer at a nightclub. He doesn't have a trust fund. He doesn't have a beachfront house. He doesn't have any of the things Nanette has spent her life chasing. But for whatever reason, Eric is the one she keeps going back to. And pretty soon, this isn't just a physical thing, it's a full-blown relationship. Hidden, of course. Conducted entirely behind Bill's back. Bill, for his part, has no idea. He thinks Eric is just a close friend of Nanette's, nothing more. Now, here's where Nanette's story starts to get truly stunning. Because she isn't just hiding the affair, she's built an entirely different life on top of it. What does she tell Eric about Bill? That he's just a business partner. That they share the house, platonically separate rooms, no romance, purely professional. Eric has no reason to question it. Nanette is convincing. She's been practicing this kind of deception for years. But she doesn't stop there. She tells Eric that she's the wealthy one. That the blood filtration device Bill invented? Yeah, that was her. She's the inventor. She's the entrepreneur. She's the one who built the business and made the money. And Eric believes her. Why wouldn't he? She lives in a beachfront house. She drives a nice car. She wears expensive jewelry. All the evidence points in the direction she's pointing him. So now you've got two men in Nanette's life. One of them is her fiance, the actual source of all that wealth, and he thinks everything is fine. The other is her secret boyfriend who thinks she's some kind of self-made millionaire and that her fiance is just a roommate. Two completely different realities. One woman holding them both together with nothing but lies. But by 1994, those lies are starting to crack. Nanette knows it. She's been stealing from Bill for years. The affair has been going on for months, and she can feel it, the walls closing in. It's only a matter of time before Bill figures out what she's been doing. So she decides to make sure that never happens. Okay, pause. If your jaw just dropped a little, if you cannot believe what this woman had the nerve to pull off, tap that like button right now. It genuinely helps this channel more than you know. Also, what time is it where you are? I'm posting these cases all hours of the night, and I always wonder who's up watching with me. Drop it in the comments. Nanette does the math. If Bill finds out she's been forging his checks, she loses everything. If he finds out about Eric, she loses everything. Either way, the life she's built collapses. The house, the allowance, the ring gone. But if Bill dies, she keeps the house. She collects the $1 million life insurance payout. She receives approximately $150,000 from his will, and she gets to walk away clean into a new life with Eric, fully funded. The problem is, Nanette doesn't want to pull the trigger herself, so she needs someone who will. She chooses Eric. One day she sits down with him and tells him a story. Bill, she says, has been assaulting her, abusing her. She's been too scared to say anything, but she can't take it anymore. She needs help. Eric is furious. He's a big man, a former professional linebacker, and what she's describing makes his blood boil. He agrees to help her. No hesitation. And just like that, Nanette has her weapon. She gives Eric everything he needs. Bill's daily schedule, when he leaves, when he comes home, when he'll be alone. A key card to get through the gate into their gated community. A key to get inside the house. And then she builds herself an alibi. Her son has a soccer game, she'll be there. She'll bring her ex-husband along so there's a witness who can confirm she was present. Eric will be at the game too, initially, so his presence is accounted for. After the game, she'll drop Eric off near his car. Then she'll go Christmas shopping at department stores. Surrounded by cameras, completely visible. Everything is in place. All that's left is for Eric to do what she told him Bill deserves. December 1994. Newport Beach, California. The soccer game ends. The crowd thins out. Parents and kids make their way to the parking lot. And Nanette makes sure she is seen talking, waving, smiling. Her ex-husband is right there beside her. Everything looks normal. She drops Eric off near his car, says goodbye. Then she heads to the mall. She walks through department stores, picks up items, stands in lines. The security cameras overhead capture all of it, a woman doing her Christmas shopping on an ordinary December evening. Meanwhile, Eric gets in his car and drives. He reaches the gated community. The key card works. The gate slides open. He pulls in slowly. He reaches the house. The key fits the lock. The door opens without a sound. Inside, Bill is sitting at the kitchen table. He's home alone. He doesn't hear Eric come in. He doesn't know what's coming. Eric pulls out a pistol. 2 shots. Bill never had a chance. Eric walks out of the house, gets back in his car, and drives straight to the nightclub where he's scheduled to work that night. He clocks in. He does his shift, like nothing happened. Later that evening, Bill's son comes home. He finds his father, and he calls 911. The Newport Beach police arrive. The scene is processed. Detectives begin asking questions, and one of the first people they sit down with is Bill's fiance, a woman named Nanette, who is visibly distraught and says she knows absolutely nothing about what happened to him. The detectives run down every lead. They verify Nanette's alibi. The soccer game checks out. Her ex-husband confirms she was there. The mall cameras show her shopping. As far as the evidence goes, she's clean. But then her ex-husband mentions something almost in passing. He says, yeah, Nanette was at the game and so was this guy Eric. A friend of hers, Eric. Detectives start pulling on that thread. And the more they pull, the more they find. Eric and Nanette aren't just friends, they're in a relationship. Have been for over a year. She's been cheating on Bill with this man secretly the entire time. That's motive. That's opportunity. That's a cover story unraveling. But motive alone doesn't close a murder case. And both Nanette's and Eric's alibis hold up. There's no physical evidence directly connecting either of them to the shooting. The detectives can see the shape of what happened, they just can't prove it. Not yet. What they can prove, however, is the theft, the forged checks. $500,000, stolen from a dead man over the course of years. In 1995, Nanette is arrested on financial fraud charges. She takes a plea deal. She's sentenced to 1 year in prison. She's out in 6 months. Eric faces no charges at all. Bill's murder goes unsolved. And both of them move on. She did 6 months. 6 months in county for helping plan a murder. And then she walked right back out into the California sunshine. But here's what neither of them counted on. Sometimes the truth waits. What's the weather like where you are right now? Because it's about to get a whole lot colder for these two. Life moves on, as it tends to do. Nanette meets another wealthy man. They get married. She starts a new family, a new house, a new chapter, a new identity built on top of everything she got away with. From the outside, she looks like a woman who made some mistakes, paid her debt to society, and turned her life around. Eric moves on too. He starts his own family, settles into a quieter life. The nights he spent as a bouncer at a nightclub fade into the past. The night in Newport Beach that night apparently fades too. A year passes, then 5, then 10. The case goes cold. Bill's name gets filed away in a cabinet somewhere, in a folder marked unsolved, and the world moves forward without him. His son grows up without a father. His family carries the weight of an unanswered question. And the two people responsible for taking him from them are out there living full lives, raising families, sleeping fine at night. It looks, for all the world, like they got away with it, until 2009. 15 years after the murder, a team of detectives inside the Newport Beach Police Department starts revisiting old unsolved cases. Cold case units operate differently than active investigations. They have time, they have distance, and they have access to technology and forensic tools that didn't exist when the original crime was committed. Bill's case lands on the desk, and this time, the detectives look at everything with fresh eyes. They go back to witnesses who were interviewed in 1994 and 1995, people who were present at the edges of the story, people whose statements were taken but maybe not fully explored. Some of those witnesses remember details differently now. Some of them had been hesitant to talk before and are more willing now. And some of them offer information that the original investigation never had. But the biggest development is ballistics. Forensic technology had advanced significantly since 1994. Using improved ballistic analysis, investigators are able to identify the murder weapon with a level of certainty the original team simply didn't have. And once they have the weapon, they can trace it. And once they trace it, the path leads directly to Eric. Combined with the new witness statements, the detectives now have something the original investigation was missing. Hard evidence that connects both Eric and Nanette to the murder of Bill. Not suspicion, not circumstantial links. Evidence. In 2009, Nanette is arrested. Again, this time for murder. And this time, so is Eric. 15 years after walking away clean, the clock finally runs out on both of them. The trials play out separately, but the outcomes are the same. Eric goes first. The prosecution lays out the evidence. The ballistics connecting him to the weapon, the witness accounts, the relationship with Nanette, the lies she told him to set the plan in motion. His defense argues that he acted under the influence of a manipulative woman who convinced him he was protecting her. The jury isn't moved. Guilty. Life in prison. Then Nanette. The prosecution paints the full picture: the ad in the dating magazine, the forged checks, the affair, the calculated construction of alibis, the keys she handed to Eric, the insurance policy she was set to collect. A woman who orchestrated a murder and then spent 15 years pretending it never happened. The jury sees it clearly. Guilty. Life in prison. The $1 million life insurance payout? She never collected a single dollar. The beachfront house? Gone. The wealthy life she spent 30-plus years chasing, stealing, lying, and killing for? She'll spend the rest of her life in a California state prison, which is about as far from Newport Beach as you can get. What stays with me about this case isn't just the crime, it's the cost. Bill's son, who found his father that December night, spent 15 years without answers. 15 years watching the woman who orchestrated his father's murder live a free life, build a new family, and act like nothing happened. That kind of injustice doesn't leave a person easily. And then there are the children. The kids Nanette raised in Bill's home, the man who treated them like his own. What do you do with that? How do you make sense of it? This case is a reminder that greed doesn't just cost the person who's greedy. It ripples outward. It breaks things that can never be fully repaired. Bill deserved better. His family deserved better. And in the end, 15 years late, but still the justice system came through. Cold cases don't close themselves, they wait. And sometimes that's enough. If this case got you, if you've been locked in from the beginning, then you already know what kind of channel this is. We don't do surface level. We go deep. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on notifications so you catch the next one the moment it drops. And drop a comment. I want to know, did you think Nanette was going to get away with it? Let me know below. Next case. It involves a seemingly perfect family, a fire that wasn't an accident, and a secret that took investigators completely by surprise. You're not going to want to miss it. Stay curious. Stay safe. I'll see you in the next one.